A slow pitch in Ahmedabad set the stage for a top-of-the-table clash. The tournament-leading Punjab Kings arrived with 13 points to their name, expecting to dictate the pace against the Gujarat Titans. Instead, the heavily favored Punjab lineup walked directly into a buzzsaw. Within the first hour of play, their power play strategy completely disintegrated. The assault began with Mohammad Siraj. In the very first over, he removed Priyansh Arya and Cooper Connolly on back-to-back deliveries, establishing an immediate, hostile baseline for the innings. Jason Holder then tightened the vice. Bowling a stifling, inescapable line, he trapped Nehal Wadera and starved PBKS skipper Shreyas Iyer of any room to maneuver, forcing Iyer to chop the ball directly onto his own stumps. This graph tracks the physical reality of that opening hour. By the time the dust settled at 8.4 overs, the Kings' projected total had plummeted. They were reeling at 47 for 5, a position from which few teams ever recover. The Titans' pace attack had dismantled the Kings' top order so thoroughly that a standard conservative recovery was no longer an option. Survival alone wouldn't be enough to reach a competitive total. Into this precise crisis walked Suryan Shech, a debutant carrying the heavy mandate of rebuilding an innings that was already in ruins. Rather than swinging wildly to compensate for the lost wickets, Shech leaned on his domestic firefighting experience. He accepted the superiority of the Gujarat bowlers early on, methodically playing the slow conditions to buy himself time. He partnered with Marcus Stoinis to stitch together a crucial 79-run stand. This specific alliance temporarily stopped the bleeding and dragged the Kings deep enough into the match to build a launch pad for the death overs. This hit map visualizes the exact moment the momentum inverted. In the 14th over, Shech identified Manav Suthar as his target and unleashed. He hammered a sequence of 6, 6, 4, 4, and 6, extracting 26 runs in a single strike. That specific over propelled Shech to a 24-ball 50. By the time he departed, he had dragged the Kings out of the basement and set them up for a defendable 163 for 9. Going from 47 for 5 to over 160 requires immense explosive energy. It takes a single spark of calculated aggression to violently break the rhythm of a dominant bowling attack. Shech's 26-run outburst effectively neutralized the advantage the Titans had built during the power play. He demonstrated how a single, well-timed surge can pull a team back from the edge of a blowout. But the Titans faced a distinctly different problem in the second innings. Chasing 164 on a pitch that was losing pace required discipline, not raw power. After their captain Shubman Gill fell early in the chase, Sai Sudarshan stepped in to absorb the pressure, taking on the role of the anchor. He built a 53-run partnership with Jos Buttler, serving as the calm counterweight. While Buttler hit audacious scoops and towering sixes to dominate the bowlers, Sudarshan focused entirely on low-risk accumulation. This chart compares the two half-centuries. Shech's innings is a sharp vertical spike. Sudarshan's knock is a steady 45-degree climb. Notice how his line meticulously traces the required run rate. By prioritizing strike rotation, he kept the Titans perfectly aligned with the target. Chaotic hitting guarantees a spot on the highlight reel, but on a slow surface with a moderate target, methodical strike rotation is often a more reliable path to the finish line. However, comfort is fragile. Sudarshan was caught on the boundary ropes, and Rahul Tewatia's late dismissal caused the required run rate to instantly spike back up. The room for error abruptly narrowed. The Titans needed 11 runs off the final 6 deliveries, with Marcus Stoinis holding the ball. The burden of the chase fell to Washington Sundar, who had to navigate the exact high-pressure scenario the Kings had hoped to create. Sundar held his nerve. Unbothered by the shrinking window, he executed a flawless scooped 6 off Stoinis, pushing his personal score to 40 off 23 balls and clinching a 4-wicket victory for Gujarat. The immediate reward was tangible. The Titans secured 2 crucial points, pushing their tally to 12. They proved to the rest of the league that they could absorb intense pressure and execute when the margins vanished. But the result created a fascinating paradox for the defeated Kings. Because Shech's recovery mission ensured the margin of defeat was thin, Punjab actually retained their #1 spot on the table with 13 points. In elite franchise cricket, every team will eventually face a total collapse. The standings aren't decided by who avoids disaster entirely, but by who masters the math, the pacing, and the sudden momentum shifts when the collapse finally happens.